So you might be thinking, is it still mid-September? Yes, it is. But I kind of need to do this now. I do not know if I will have the time later. So I wanted to further elaborate on the topic of being dumb and to be perceived dumb, and there are pegs to it. There are really good things about it. So yeah, let's get into it. So you might be thinking, isn't this a contradiction to the other video? Well, the thing is, I did told you there were good things from it. Now, people tend to think, and this is what I sometimes disagree with, most of people, when they see James Bond and they say, oh, the classic villain, being so dumb and telling all of his plan to James Bond in the last minute, isn't it? Well, the thing is, I've met people in politics, and those villains are pretty accurate. Badly accurate. Terrifyingly accurate. And the worst thing is, when you are in it and you're like, this individual confess that he's willing to do this and this and that to raise the power, he does not care about anything, and he just confessed everything because he feels that it's immune to everything, and it's a real cruel bastard, a criminal mastermind, but he's, or at least he thinks he is, but he's really an insensible, I'm sorry, my lipstick is a horrible mess. I am a mess today, but whatever. He's insensible, debaucherous and careless, and it's complete mess. And he's planning to do this and this and that. He's confessing it all. He has no cares for lives. And you're just saying this to the right people, just to reduce the amount of damage this good individual could cause. And these individuals tend to be like, well, this in South America. At least in Argentina, that tends to be the case. This individual, nah. They have no power. They would never be able to hurt me. Of all people. Like, I have the position to stop them. Yeah, sure. They're not gonna do any of it. They don't have the power. Look. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, oh, he's too dumb for doing that. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just say it now. I just like, you're just overreacting, Victoria. I was right. The villain confessed their plan beforehand. I express it to my superiors like, stop this shenanigan now, while you can. And my superiors did nothing. And I'm not even James Bond level. I was like a small politician trying to fight against corruption. And I was like, holy shit. And I was all the time confronted with the reality that most people in politics are stupid and arrogant. That plays a big role. Like, people tend to see like, oh, Game of Thrones is so out there. And I'm like, no, that's pretty accurate, including the incest part. Incest is pretty common, actually. Unfortunately, it's rather unfortunate amount of incest. So yeah, there is so many crazy things in politics, and it's not like crazy like conspiracy theories say in the videos. It's more like quiet crazy. It's like stupid crazy. It's not even like super mystical and reptiles and things like that. Maybe they are reptiles, who knows? But the reality is that, unfortunately, most of the people who are in politics are pretty common and mediocre folk who have an inferiority complex, and they just want to rise to the top to become powerful because they feel like they are nobody. And some of them, if you're lucky, they have daddy issues and they want to prove daddy that they are actually worthy of love. That's the best case scenario you can get. Others are just like me and just try to cure everything and everyone around them, and I just like, to my own disgrace. And we have a sense of duty and honor, and we're just like, just like, you just go mental. And most of people are actually a really Von Villain type of character. They look cartoonish, of so stupid that they are. But the worst thing is, more often than not, they look at you and they think that you're stupid. They think that you're dumber and there's nothing you can do to stop them. So they will tell you everything in advance. So yeah, there is a positive side to be judged and looked down upon as stupid. You know what I mean? It's just like they think you're stupid, they look down on you, and they're just like, this is my plan. And you're just like, ah! He's a Von Villain. Arrest him! And everyone's like, yeah. No. What for? What's the urgency for? He's just being dramatic, Victoria. That's the negative side of being looked down upon like a dummy. Now I can understand why James Bond always is like, a super! Because if he was any less of that, he would be looked down upon and he wouldn't be taken seriously. Like, that's what happens to me. People tell me things and they look down on me, but then when I try to warn everyone, I'm like, hey, this is gonna happen. This is not good. And he's evil. And everyone is like, Victoria, just being dramatic. Stop it. you dumb child. You're just being paranoid. You know, you dummy. Just sit still and look pretty. Alright? And I'm like, you fucking stupid bitches! Oh, you're the reason why this country's going the way it's going. Oh, So, so what's the point of being treated like dumb? People tell you their plans. People just tell you what they're gonna do in advance. They just show you their real self, which is a disadvantage. Because when you try to relay that to the proper people who could actually do something about it, they're just like, oh, you just don't understand. So, that's probably on me. I should probably find a way of making myself more respectable. But the problem is, even with a resting bitch face and a suit, I cannot even achieve that. I don't know, people just don't take me seriously enough, I guess. I do not know how to do that. Maybe I just need a tuxedo. Well, I do not have all the answers to everything, you know, it's just that. So, do tell me, what are the other benefits of being dumb? What are your benefits of being dumb? And when have you seen? Because you know the dark side of being treated like dumb. That's pretty obvious, and no one can imagine that. But the thing is that is people tend to see that as corny and silly when it comes to Bond villains and over the top, the Game of Thrones. The reality is that they're both pretty realistic. With the exception, I don't know, espionage, how it's like. But dragons, they're not around. That's the only thing that's unrealistic of that show. The rest sounds pretty realistic to me, well, except the spells and the coming back from the dead. You know what I mean. You know, it's just the human aspect of it all is quite realistic. Now, the fantasy aspect of James Bond, I think, would be that he always manages to make things right. And he always manages to stop the bad guy. I think that would be the unfortunate aspect of fantasy in it all. I do not know the rest. I'm not intelligent. That's up to all of intelligent people. But I think the most fantasy aspect of it all would be that he manages to be listened, or at least he manages to stop everyone and save the day. And that's an unfortunate aspect that, unfortunately, many times, that is not the truth. Not in my country, at the very least. So, yeah, till next time, I hope you have found this interesting, enlightening, not a waste of your time. Until next time, I wish you nothing but the best. And may the James Bonds in your country manage to stop every single one of the baddies right on time. Until next time, bye bye.